What's going on, everyone? And let's go, Florida Panthers. We are taking down Toronto easily, up 2-0 after beating down on the Boston Bruins. Exciting start to the season, and we'll actually be at the game on Sunday. But right now, we got you with the 2-minute drill. That's one full week of trading highlights in the span of 2 minutes. This week was a busy one. We'll start it off with two big stocks coming down to our favorite markets, the OTC markets. We had two larger listed stocks, one being a banking stock, FRC. Next one to come down to the OTC markets as FRCB has dropped down to a 30-cent stock now after all the craziness is happening in the banking world, and the government said they are not coming to bail out this bank. The other company that came down to the OTC markets is fairly new bankrupt company, Bed Bath & Beyond. It finally happened. I think everybody knew that this time was going to come, but they officially announced that they were going bankrupt, adding a Q to the end of their symbol. Whenever you see a Q at the end of any stock, that means the stock is now bankrupt. If it's a 5-letter stock, it has a Q at the end, that's a bankrupt stock. BBBYQ is now down into the OTC markets. So welcome, and maybe we can make some plays on them in this upcoming week. In outside world news, I don't know if you guys saw, but a $120,000 banana was eaten from an art display because a student said they were hungry. So a taped up banana that was already a joke that went for over $100,000 in an art show is now eaten, half eaten, and taped back up on the wall. Maybe the value will go back up. Maybe it'll make it more valuable because it's now more artistic. It's crazy how that works. This week was busy with the government. We had two big announcements. The Fed actually decided to raise interest rates again on Wednesday. So we are now up another 0.25% on interest rates on Wednesday. The market hovered a little bit, came down, and then it actually closed the week spiking. So nice close to the end of the week for the market. It also got a nice spike when unemployment numbers came out on Friday. Unemployment numbers look like they're going to continue to go down. 250,000 jobs were added in the month of April, and the economy still looks strong, even though we still have that inflation and recession name lingering around. Speaking of the government, I'm surprised the market didn't get hit by this, but Russia is blaming the U.S. for possibly bombing the Kremlin, which is where Putin is usually at. Putin was not in the building where whoever decided to strike at it. First, they thought it was Ukraine. Now they think it's the U.S. Either way, this could be bad news for the overall stock market and something to keep an eye on. Another thing to keep an eye on is AI stocks. AI stocks have been cooling off after a couple weeks after the craziness that happened last month and then the start of the year in January. We do think AI stocks are going to come back, especially with all the hype that's going on. Microsoft, Google, and Meta all had their earnings call, and all of them said AI 50 times or more in their call. So large companies are definitely going to have to adapt with it. Ashton Kutcher, a big investor, came out and said, if your company's not going to adapt with AI, you're most likely going to fall behind and go under. And to wrap things up, this week was a big earnings week. We had a lot of stocks that came out with earnings, and most of them had a great beat. One of the larger stocks, Apple, ended up beating its earnings and going up. We had Starbux that didn't do too well. They were one of the few that came back down on earnings. Draftkings, the gambling stock that a lot of people know about, beat earnings and is making new 52-week highs. Coinbase, COIN, was able to beat earnings this week and spiked a nice 15%. We also had Live Nation beating earnings and spiking 15%. And the gamers' favorite headphones, Turtle Beach, which is the ticker HEAR, was able to beat earnings as well, spiking 15%. And that's what caused the big market rally to close out the week. Nice to see the market is still showing strong, even though we still have signs. We still hear about a recession that could possibly come around. I'm here giving up weekly highlights in the 2-minute drill every single Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hit that subscribe button below so you guys don't miss another one. And we come out with 3 videos a week. So hopefully you guys enjoy. And let's go Panthers. Let's take down the Maple Leafs and those syrup sippers.